notebook and a pen because this next talk is going to be packed with wisdom. Right. So leaders, get ready to be inspired by someone whose heart, dedication, and impact has made waves in the phytoscience family. Our next speaker is a Blue Diamond leader from Nigeria. He's none other than Professor Babatunde Adiloye, but I need to give you some information about Professor. As you know, he's a professor and he's been teaching physics at various universities, and he continues to share his knowledge till this day. He joined Phytoscience on 17th June 2020, and what led him here was more than business. It was a desire to touch lives. Through Phytoscience, Professor Babatunde has witnessed and received more than 1,000 personal testimonies from people across the world whose lives have been changed by our products. Yes, he has earned an income through this journey, but more importantly, he has freely given away thousands of dollars worth of products driven purely by compassion. He shares that through phytoscience, he has learned deeply about how the body works, the power of stem cells, and the immune system, knowledge that has empowered him and countless others. With a heart for service and a mind for science, Professor Babatunde is here today to present his motivational talk titled, Don't Underestimate Your True Self. So let's give our full attention and a warm virtual welcome to Blue Diamond Professor Babatunde Adiloye from Nigeria.
Thank you so
over
much.
To you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Selvi,
You're
our
welcome.
beauty queen.
Thank
you so much for the work you do every week in, week out. We really appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
And
thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A warm welcome to everybody that is on the platform this morning, this afternoon, and this evening, depending on where you are zooming in from. Especially the newcomers. If you are here today as a first attendee, that is, you are attending this meeting for the first time, you are indeed very lucky. And I wouldn't want you to waste any time in picking up a package. By the time I'm through with my presentation, you just have to thank whoever invited you to the meeting and then be on your way to really understanding your true self, especially when it comes to marketing phytoscience products, because everybody can market phytoscience products. But of course, I have to express my gratitude to Phytoscience International for giving me the opportunity to talk once again. It's a great privilege to be able to talk on this platform. I never take it for granted. Now let us take a look at the true self. What is your true self? A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that the mind is the true self. The mind is not the true self. Indeed, the mind is just a tool that can either make you underestimate your true self or make you realize your true self. So you have to use the mind positively in order to be able to reap the benefits of a positive mindset. It's not only in phytoscience, but to face every challenge in life, to face every situation in life, you need the right mindset because the mind runs in a rut. It is what you get the mind used to that will manifest in your life. If you take a look at, for instance, at those who have succeeded in life, they do not underestimate their true self because they believe in themselves. And then let me just ask you, what can you do in life if you don't believe in yourself? For instance, let's take a look at a great comedy series. We all know the series, some others do have them. And the main character of that comedy series is Michael Crawford, or popularly known as Frank Spencer. Frank Spencer is the best way of looking at an individual who has underestimated his true self. You even hear him saying to himself, I'm a failure, I'm a failure. And look at everything that he did, he was a failure because his mind told him he was a failure. The greatest problem anybody can have is the wrong mindset. And the greatest friend anybody can have is also the right mindset. So your mindset can make you underestimate your true self or make you realize your true self. Today, we are going to see how you can realize your true self, but we are also going to look at some situations first. Take a look at the Russians. At a point in time, when an image forms on the eye forms an image, the image is upside down. The lens of the eyes will form an image that is upside down on the retina. Now, the brain does not have any other set of lenses that will turn the images upside down, but there are sensors that will correct the images and make them look upright. What some Russian scientists did was to invent a kind of glasses that will turn things upside down. That is, if you are looking at an object, it will be upside down. And they made some people to put on these glasses for a period of time. And after the glasses were removed, a good number of these people were still seeing things upside down because the mind runs in a rut. The mind was still telling them that they were seeing upside down. That is just how powerful the mind is. It can be influenced by people as well. That is why you need to associate with the right set of people. Take a look at one story that has always been making the rounds. An eagle found itself in the midst of fowls, chickens, and they were all pecking food on the ground. The eagle looked up and saw one of its kind flying so high and said, "Look here, that's one of my kind flying so high up there." The chickens told him, "Don't look up, look down. You are a chicken, you cannot fly." And for a long time, the eagle believed it was a chicken. Until one day, it overcame this barrier and saw itself as an eagle. And then its life changed. So what are we? Are we chickens or we are eagles? Only the mind can tell you this. And associating with the right set of people can make you realize that you are an eagle, or you can continue to think you are a chicken. If you think you cannot market phytoscience products, there's no way you market phytoscience products. I have a colleague, a friend, and then I would say a colleague as well, but a friend who works in another higher institution, and he believes phytoscience products are expensive. And no matter what you tell him, he will tell you that they are expensive. Now, phytoscience products are not expensive, but his mind has told him they are expensive. Whenever I tell him, "But I've signed up over 50 people in my faculty alone," he will come up with all sorts of stories why he should not believe that the products are not expensive. Our products are not expensive, but his mind is telling him the products are expensive. And there's nothing anybody can do to change that mindset. The mindset is very powerful. So choose whether you want to be an eagle or you want to be a chicken. Now, this is also why people hold on to poor paying jobs, because they have a poor image of themselves. I'm not saying you should leave your job. After all, I'm still holding on to my job. And then I know some jobs are well paying, make so much money, but the fact remains that you are still an employee, and then there's very little you can do to boost your income if you're an employee, because somebody else is still paying your salaries. But people will keep on holding on to such jobs because they have a poor image of themselves. That is, they underestimate their true self. And there's nothing you're going to tell such people because their mind is already telling them that this is the only job they can do. And you tell them, "Come, let us do phytoscience." You can even take phytoscience as a part-time job. They are not ready to do anything about their earnings. They will continue to work. And then before you know it, they grow gray hairs, and shortly, younger people will come and take those jobs that they have been holding on to tenaciously for so long. And then you can come up with all sorts of excuses. You see, not everybody is interested in making money. After all, I trained all my children. I can assure you, we all set out initially to make plenty of money. If you are not making the money, because you are into a kind of job that is not paying you so much, this is the opportunity for you to market the default products the world over. Because phytoscience products have no equal anywhere in the world. We are the trend maker. And this should boost your true self. That is, make you see yourself for what you are, an eagle and not a chicken. Take a look at a situation where you are even making a lot of money. You can still, in fact, it is indeed the default mode for everybody on the surface of the earth. You want to make life easier for your fellow man. And then that means that you must develop the love enough for you to want to let people know about products that can take care of all health issues. And I don't see any reason why you should not embrace phytoscience, even if not for the money, but to make sure that you touch other people. I have some people in my team who are not interested in the money. They are just interested in making people know about the product. One of them even told me, from now onwards, whatever money I make on the platform of phytoscience, I divide into and I give you half. And I said, no, don't bother about that because it does not need the money. So keep your money fully and then let us just go on. That is the kind of mindset I want. And he's telling a lot of people. He has a wonderful set of broadcast lists. And of course, he has access to a good number of people. And funnily enough, he does not want to push people too much. That is understandable. So you can do it your own way within the ambit of the broad spectrum of how you want to market phytoscience products. And you can also get consumed the way I've been consumed by the love for phytoscience. Because I told myself that until every household in the world has phytoscience products, I'm not going to back them, I'm not going to relent. But of course, even if all houses in the world, all households in the world have phytoscience products, I'm not going to let up because I'm being fired on more and more every day. For the last 4 or 5 years, I've posted about phytoscience almost every day. So much that a friend of mine who has been holding on for so long, for 5 years, because it's one of the people I first told about phytoscience, called me. And as we were discussing, he said, look, you've been talking about phytoscience for so many years. There must be something in this business. I'm getting old, and believe me, this man is making plenty of money. He's making plenty, even as he is, he's making plenty of money. And then I also know that he has a spirit that can really pursue the business of phytoscience. He said, now I'm going to think seriously about taking up this business. A few weeks ago, the Faculty of Science, University of Lagos, celebrated its 60th year anniversary. And my subdean saw me as I was approaching the hall, and he came to me and said, Prof, the way you have been marketing phytoscience products, the way you have been so passionate about phytoscience products, I'm so highly impressed that let me lead you to your seat. So he led me into the hall. That is because I have been so passionate about phytoscience business, and that is because I've not underestimated my true self, especially on the platform of phytoscience. And what can make you underestimate your true self? Now we're going to keep it to the phytoscience business. Here are some of the things people say that prevent them from seeing their full potentials in phytoscience. One of them is, I cannot do the business. I don't see any reason why anybody on the surface of the earth will say they cannot do phytoscience business. Now, some people will say, okay, the products are not expensive. I can assure you that if they seem to be expensive, in quotes, that is because perhaps your country has its currency weakening over the years. That is not the fault of phytoscience. But even under such a situation, I think you are in the best position to do phytoscience business because that means that even though your country's currency is weak, you are earning in a currency that remains stable relatively, and then you can always overcome whatever challenges the poor currency in your country is causing people. I think, again, it comes down to mindset. You can either see it positively or negatively. When the stock market collapsed, 2007, 2008, initially I panicked. Then eventually I learned how to turn over my shares without paying a dime anymore, without buying any extra shares, because I managed to sell the shares at the highest and bought them back at the lowest. It became so much of what I understood that if I sold today, the prices will start coming down tomorrow. If I bought today, by tomorrow, the prices are going up again. That way, I was able to multiply my shares by 3 or 4-fold within just 6 months without putting an extra dime into the stock market. Again, that comes down to not underestimating your true self. One other problem people have is that they don't want to take the products. If you're marketing phytoscience products, you just have to take the products. Otherwise, how are you going to make sure that you don't underestimate your true self? If you're not taking the product, then how are you going to convince anybody else to sign up or to take the products? Because the first question they ask you is, have you taken the products? And by the time you start struggling to answer such a question, you have lost that prospect. So take the products, and then when you sign up, don't think that you should sell your products. Take your products, give them to your friends, give to family members, which is why you should go on a larger package. If you sign up a silver package, for instance, that is for you or maybe somebody in the family. But you want a bigger package, perhaps a minimum of gold, junior, platinum, and of course, you can also go for the platinum package so that you can take the products and be like me. I've taken the products for 5 years, almost every day. I would say about 99% of the days in the 5 years. There are some days I take up to 3 sachets of either crystal cell or double stem cell steadily for so many years. And that was why I was able to overcome the spike I had in health, because the wind will blow. And that's why everybody needs phytoscience products. The wind will blow. And if you have a spike in health, and then any of the organs or tissues, especially the organs, has a problem, that can make you to suffer a cascade in organ failure. And that is why we say, make sure that you take the product, because we just hear people had an ailment for just a few days and died. Or you hear people say, I still saw him yesterday, and he was looking fine. It was because they had a spike in health, and that spike in health encountered a struggling organ inside the body. So if you are here tonight, this is a clarion call to you. Ensure that by the time this program ends, go back to the person who invited you and tell them, I want to sign up. Pick up your package. And then we are going to Malaysia this year. And this is an opportunity for you. Sign up and start preparing for the Malaysian trip. You can still make it. So nothing beats taking the product. And that is the best way of boosting your confidence. That is how you can then talk to people. People will take you up on phytoscience. I post so much on Facebook, and people come onto my page to talk all sorts of things. And because I'm so prepared for them, I have no problem at all. Last week, one came to my page. I was talking about the product, this and that. When I said orthodox medications don't have the level of effectiveness our products do have, which is the raw truth. And everybody knows that, because orthodox medicine, we tackle the problem not from the root. And that is why so many health issues cannot be solved through orthodox medicine. For instance, how does orthodox medication reverse glaucoma? It's not possible. Take a look at diabetes. Before insulin, diabetes was a death sentence. But with insulin came a lot of hope for those who have diabetes. But insulin is not going to change the life of a diabetic too dramatically. Such a person has to be on the medications for the rest of their lives. Phytoscience is saying, no, the pancreas will be regenerated, and then you'll be fine. Every tissue and every organ, whatever has been destroyed by diabetes, will be completely corrected. That is the new message of phytoscience, which I think everybody should imbibe and should make everybody to know that our primary job now is telling people about phytoscience products. You see, take a look at the key, enter. on the computer. Enter is the default mode. If you press enter 1 million times, it is still enter. In just the same way, phytoscience is the default mode of healthcare, because it will still come down in the final analysis to stem cells. And phytoscience is the only authentic stem cell on the surface of the earth. Some will even veer off and tell you they are marketing some products, some cheaper products. But why will you market silver? I'm not talking about the silver package now, but silver as an element, as when you can market diamond. Diamonds are forever. So says a book. Indeed, a book says diamonds are forever, which is the truth. Phytoscience is forever. That is why if you want a business that will last for the next hundreds of years, it has to be phytoscience, because there's no way any other product will rival our product. Recently, doctors are celebrating the ability to now use stem cells for the bone marrow, stem cells for the eyes. And I just looked at it. Phytoscience, through biochemistry, got to this level 12, 13 years ago. And scientists, medical doctors are celebrating just human stem cell that cannot work for any other organ other than that for which it is meant. For instance, the eye stem cell can only work for the human stem cell, can only work for the eye. The phytoscience is offering pluripotent stem cells that regenerate the entire tissue and organ network inside the body. Once you realize that you are holding the most powerful instrument on the surface of the earth in your hands, how are you going to underestimate your true self? It is not just possible. You have to realize that. And you have to realize that when you are high up there, you are able to see very well, just like an eagle. If you decide to market cheap products that can only take care of a few issues and perhaps even cause so many problems inside the body, the choice is yours. But I don't see any reason why anybody would leave phytoscience and then claim they are marketing any other set of products. Because indeed, a few of my people say, not in my team though, marketing some other things. But when it comes to serious health issues, they still come back to me. What do you recommend for cancer? What do you recommend for glaucoma? Because phytoscience is not just phytoscience products are not just some herbs jumbled together and presented to the world. They are from serious scientific work by biochemistry through Dr. Frezuli and a host of other scientists. Indeed, it came out in a paper in 2008. So our products are based on scientific research. You can bank on that anytime. If you have been to, for instance, a place where you climb very high, there are some conservation centers all over the world where you can take the walkway. The walkway is swinging, and then you are scared. Seems to be the beauty of going on the walkway. And then some could be as much as 400 meters in the air. And the walkway itself is swinging, and you are scared. Are you going to toss out of the walkway and land on the earth? And you are being told that there are crocodiles down there. But the walkway being offered by phytoscience is very, very high up and very, very stable. You have the best set of products in the world, and you have the best marketing plan. You have nothing to worry about. You are not in a company that is going to collapse in 10 years or 20 years. You can plan your life on phytoscience. Tell me why you should underestimate your true self. Then there are some other people that will tell you, some people are not responding to my marketing talks. Just go ahead. It doesn't matter, because there are 4 types of people on the surface of the earth. There are those that will embrace your business, that seem they've been waiting for it for so long. Those ones might not even take more than a few hours to sign up. In fact, as soon as they hear you talk, they're ready to sign up. There are some that will be reluctant. You have to speak to them several times, so many times, before they can decide to become members of phytoscience. And there are some that will never become members of phytoscience, or so they think, until they run into a health issue. And then these people might then come back and then be the ones to even run the business. in a more powerful way. There's somebody in my team now who, for 5 years, was attending Zoom meetings. And then last month, she came to me and said, doctors have diagnosed me. I'm having high blood pressure. And I don't want to be on medications for the rest of my life. Now I'm ready to sign up. Not only did she sign up, she is so hot. She's willing to work. It's as if she went back to gather plenty of momentum so that she can run the business. You begin to wonder, maybe if she joined earlier, she would not have had the kind of zeal she has now. That is the kind of thing we are talking about. Just keep giving out the message. It is your job to give out the message of phytoscience. And then people will take it up, join you now, or maybe in the future. And there are also some people that will tell you that I only tell the sick. You tell the sick only because you have underestimated your true self. Because you are scared to tell people that are healthy, thinking, oh, it's only people who are in trouble that I can tell about phytoscience. That is very wrong. Everybody deserves to know about phytoscience products. And then what's more important is that people who are not even sick know a lot of people who are sick. And the person you think is not sick might be harboring a lot of health issues that even if they open up, you'll be shocked. So let everybody know. And then the joker is that you should not believe that phytoscience products are for only the sick. They are for everybody. Is there anybody who does not want to show up their health? And I've said it earlier. You need to show up your health. No matter how healthy you are, you need to show up your health because there could just be a spike in health. And if you are having a spike in health and then your body is not conditioned to handle whatever is coming in, you could just suffer a serious problem. For instance, could even be, if not leaving the world, could be something as serious as stroke. For instance, a lot of people don't know that they have weakened blood vessels, and they're not necessarily having high blood pressure, but because the blood vessel is weak, aneurysm, then if it bursts, then they're going to suffer stroke. To guard against such situations, you want your blood vessels to be in tip-top condition. So by taking crystal cell, snowflake forte, and then double stem cell, your blood vessels are strengthened, your heart is strengthened, every tissue and every organ is perfect. So you're able to handle whatever is coming your way. And then not only that, you're able to brush off all ailments that could give you all sorts of problems on the surface of the earth. And then you are going to age gracefully, retaining your brain capacity, your eyes, your teeth, your gums, your hearing. Indeed, talking about gums, perhaps now I would have lost all my teeth because I had sinusitis for about 40 years and that had weakened my gums, which bled very easily. And within just 2 months, phytoscience products regenerated my gums. Where else do you get such products on the surface of the earth? You are taking the products for a particular ailment, they are regenerating every tissue and every organ in the body. I never thought they were going to regenerate my gums. Neither did I think they were going to regenerate my teeth because my teeth are just crunchy. I would have lost all the caps of my teeth if phytoscience had not come in at the time it did. Luckily for me, not too many, they did not chip too low, too deep to touch the deeper part, the pulp. Otherwise, I would have needed to put a cap on all the teeth, and perhaps I would have lost so many teeth. My gums were so weak and left so easily. So these are the things you are going to get. People will be taking the product because of arthritis, and then they notice that their blood sugar has become normal, or perhaps they are taking it because of a particular ailment. The eyes are okay now, they can throw away their recommended glasses, even by focus. I've seen situations where people throw away their glasses within 3 days. Of course, bodies differ. Some 8 months, a girl in my class threw away her glasses after 8 months. And that's because the father signed up and she was able to take the products continuously for 8 months. So it's not everybody that will dump their glasses in 3 days. Some will take a longer period of time. I have taken the products for 5 years now, And then you can be sure that there's no toxicity. You can take as many as you can, in the sense that, of course, money can be a constraint if you are not a member of Phytoscience, which is one of the reasons you must sign up as a member of Phytoscience. I'm able to tell you these products as if they are free because I'm making money through Phytoscience. If perhaps you don't need so much money, you can make the money and then give it to people around you who need the money. But everybody, I tell you, should sign up and market Phytoscience. That is the best way we can touch everybody on the surface of the earth. That's something that I will tell you. I will give the products to people. Once they see how the products work, they'll come back. I tell you, that will never work. Because if it works for them, they won't come back. If it doesn't work for them, and perhaps because you did not give them enough products, they are going to walk away thinking that Phytoscience products don't work. So Phytoscience therapy is not something that works in all people, taking care of all ailments overnight. Yes, some problems are taken care of within an hour, within 2 hours, within a day. I've seen so many miracles, and I can assure you, Phytoscience products work like miracles. But you cannot hurry stem cells. They know what to do. You might be taking the products and then throw away your glasses in 3 days, and then maybe your sugar will be well controlled in a month or 2 or 3 months. So you have to follow the process because regeneration takes some time. We recommend nothing less than 3 to 6 months of therapy to have every tissue and every organ in your body regenerated. Now, how do you realize your true self in Phytoscience? You have to focus on only one company. That is very important. You cannot just be jumping all over the place. I told you about my subdean and my friend that wants to join Phytoscience now. They've seen how I have embraced Phytoscience for so many years. And then, you know one thing, they know when you are embracing the correct set of products. If you are, don't bother to go up there anywhere up and down looking for a better set of supplements. You're not going to get anything better than Phytoscience. It's not because I'm in Phytoscience. One thing you should know about me is that, as I keep saying, it's not about the money. It's about touching lives. And there's no set of products on the surface of the earth that can touch lives the way Phytoscience does. Now, you need to tell everybody that Phytoscience is the best set of products on the surface of the earth. You are not here by accident. There's a reason you are here tonight, this afternoon, this morning, listening to me. You see, you need the tenacity of the mosquito. You know how troublesome the mosquito can be, but it knows what it's looking for. It's looking for blood, and it must suck blood because it needs blood to make sure that its eggs are okay. This is the female mosquito. You must have the strength of the leopard. You know, the leopard, pound for pound, is the strongest cat in the world. It can drag up a tall tree, an animal 3 times its weight. In other words, you must be like a bulldozer. You must be willing to work. People in my team are not working. It's not an excuse. If they're not working, the fault is still yours. You must make sure they work. And then you must be ready to carry their weight. Help them with the weight by being like the leopard that can help to carry the carcass of an animal 3 times its weight up a tree. Then you must have what it takes to handle the wind when the wind blows. Some months it will be as if the whole world is against you. But this is the time for you to consolidate. Take a look at what you have been doing, see how you can improve your marketing strategy, and then maybe perhaps find new ways of telling people about Phytoscience products. One method I've always found useful is the broadcast list. I have 8 broadcast lists, 256 times 7. That is 7 full broadcast lists. And then the third one is about 100 names full. That is, I can take 256 of that broadcast list, but I currently have about 100 names on it. Of course, there have been some naysayers. Some will say, remove my name from your broadcast list. No problem about that. Just pull your shoes and knock off the dust from your shoes, from on the underside of your shoes, and then add people who are willing to listen to you. There are so many people out there that are willing to listen to message of phytoscience. And they have never even heard there's anything called phytoscience. Take a look at me. For instance, in 2017, phytoscience was already in the world, was already in Nigeria by 2016, 2017. 2020, I had not even heard about phytoscience. I began to wonder where I was while all this was happening. In just the same way, there are so many people out there. I did not even know about stem cells because I'm in the physical sciences. I had no business with biological sciences before I came across phytoscience. But that has also opened my eyes now. If you talk about immunity, I'm going to learn so much about immunity. We talk about stem cells, I'm going to learn so much about stem cells. Indeed, I have more than the knowledge a graduate of biological science has about stem cells and how the body's immunity works. So if you need to learn some things so that you don't underestimate your true self, go ahead and learn a little bit of biology so that you can talk to people intelligently about the product, because some people will take you up. You just have to show that you are your true self. Before I leave today, I'm going to talk about the Malaysian trip. If you want to discover yourself, you want to know just how good you are, how your true self looks like, please make sure that you make the trip to Malaysia. Nothing is going to compare to being in Malaysia this year. So, as I said earlier, if someone invited you to this meeting, of course, somebody invited you to this meeting, at the end of this meeting, please go back to them, tell them you want to sign up, and then start preparing for your trip. Once again, it's great being on this platform. Thank you so much. I'm Selvin. And Monica was so wonderful today. Fantastic presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Very
everybody.
much, Prof. Thank you very much for that very empowering session. And leaders, you know what to do. Yeah, I can see all the hearts flying online. Thank you, leaders. Thank you, leaders. Right.